All right, well, I don't think the document here is going to work today, so I might just have to type this for you, which is okay. All right, so let's talk about our favorite animal. We've been talking about this for a while, so I'm just going to show you on a document here, since my document camera does not want to work today. Let's go back to a regular document. All right, if we're talking about our favorite animal, now we've been talking about a dog being our favorite animal. I'm going to stick with that just because it's what we've been working with. And if you remember, we had a simple outline that looked like this. I said that I like my favorite animal is a dog. Okay, I'm going to put dog next to I. And then my reason 1 that I like dogs is because they are playful. My reason 2 that I like dogs is because they can do tricks. And my reason 3 that I like dogs is because they can protect you. And then remember, you always write whatever you pick on your I and your C line. Okay, you always put your main topic on your I and your C line. Now, for playful, my A was fetch and my B was frisbee, because remember, I'm saying they're playful. So the 2 things about them being playful that I want to write about is I want to talk about how they're playful by being able to fetch the ball. And I want to talk about how they're playful by being able to throw the frisbee and catch it. Or we throw the frisbee and they catch it. With tricks, the first thing I want to talk about is the trick that they can roll over. And the second thing I'm going to talk about is how they can give you paw. You know, if you say to a dog, give me paw, and they lift up their hand, that's one of the other tricks. And then for protecting, the 2 things I'm going to talk about is how they can bark, like if they hear something and they want to let you know. And then they can also guard. They can be like a guard dog. Okay, so this is the planning we've been working with through most of the lessons. We've gone over this. So remember that the first paragraph is called the I paragraph. That is the introduction paragraph. We learned this the last 2 lessons. We have practiced introduction paragraph many, many times. As a quick review, the introduction paragraph, which remember we call the I paragraph, is 3 sentences. And that first sentence is called, first sentence is called a hook. That second sentence is called 3 reasons. That's where you name your 3 reasons. And the third sentence is called your closing sentence. Okay, so this is all a review. We've been going over this. Now, today, we are going to learn the first middle paragraph, which is called R1. I'm going to highlight that in green. We are going to learn how to do the middle paragraph. We've already learned introduction, which I'm going to put in yellow because we've already learned how to do I. And today we're learning about these middle paragraphs. So the middle paragraphs, as you can see here, I'm actually going to put a little square around them so you know exactly what paragraphs I'm talking about. These middle paragraphs here, okay, R1, R2, and R3 are all set up the same way. So we make a little note down here. R1, R2, and R3 have, well, the way that you write them is a little acronym that I always teach kids. I call it T, 2A, 2B. And what that T stands for is topic sentence. Then you write 2 sentences about your A, which if you look up here, our A is fetch. And then you write 2 sentences about your B. If you look up here, our B is frisbee. Okay, so this T, 2A, 2B is the way that you write all of your middle paragraphs. They are set up the same. You will use this every time you write a middle paragraph. And then as you get to the end of 3rd grade and 4th and 5th, we'll change this to 3A, 3B because you'll be writing more about your A and more about your B. So let me show you. I'm going to move this introduction over here. Let me show you how to write. Let's do an example first. I'm going to do R1 and then we'll work on R2 together. So just watch R1. All right. So I'm going to come down here. Now, if I'm looking up here at R1, I can see that my first reason I like dogs is because they're playful. Whatever your first reason is, that's your topic sentence, right? And what's my topic? This whole thing's about, I like dogs. They're my favorite animal. So when you go to write a topic sentence, you want to look at what reason you're talking about. This is reason one. So I'm going to start with first. I'm not going to say second or third because this is my reason one. So I'm going to start with first. I have to make sure I indent. So I'm going to put first, comma. And what's the first reason I like dogs as my favorite animal? Look up at where that arrow is. The first reason is because they're playful. So I'm going to say first, I love dogs because they are playful, period. Now that is my topic sentence. That's my T, because guess what? My topic is playful. I said first, I love dogs because they are playful. Okay, so if you're looking down here where I have R1, R2, and R3 in green, you can see that I did my topic sentence T. What's next? After T, 2A. Now I have to write 2 sentences about A. Well, let me go back up here and see what my A is. Oh, look, my A is fetch. So I have to write 2 sentences about how dogs are playful and they can fetch the ball. So I'm going to say one way they are playful is by fetching a ball. If you throw the ball, they will go and get it. All right, let's see. I'm going to highlight my A sentences. Let's do it this way because I want you guys to see these colors. My topic sentence, I'm going to do in pink. So I'm going to highlight that topic sentence I wrote in pink. And now my 2 A sentences, I'm going to do in blue. So my 2 A sentences, I'm going to do in blue. So let's see if I have that. One way they are playful is by fetching a ball. That's one sentence about fetch. Let's see the second sentence. If you throw the ball, they will go and get it. That's my second sentence. So I have 2 sentences about my A, which are fetch. Now, next, if you look here, I'm going to highlight this in red. Now I have to write 2 sentences about B. Okay, now I have to write 2 sentences about B. What's my B? Well, let's go. Look up here. My B is Frisbee. So now I have to write 2 sentences about dogs playing Frisbee. So I'm going to go back down here to my paragraph and I'm going to say, they can also play Frisbee. They will jump high to catch it in their mouth. Done. So I'm going to highlight these in red. So the first sentence, they can also play Frisbee. That's one sentence about my B. And my second sentence, they will jump high to catch it in their mouth. All right, so let's just look at this paragraph. Let's just look at this and talk about this for a minute. Okay, I'm going to redo the square because I want you to be able to concentrate on just this one. We are only talking about this paragraph. Okay, I've highlighted it. We're only talking about this R1 paragraph. I already taught you how to do I last week, which we already wrote. Now we're on R1. Remember, I taught you that the I is the first paragraph, R1 is the second paragraph. So we are on that second paragraph. So if we look at what is required for R1, R2, and R3 down here, you can see the first sentence is our topic sentence. That's where you just tell your topic. And all you have to do is look at your planning and see what your R1 topic is. I can look right here and I can see my R1 topic is playful. So I know that my first sentence, which is my topic sentence, has to be playful. So if you look down here, I did my topic sentence. I said, first, I love dogs because they are playful. After I do my topic sentence, next is I have to write 2 sentences about A. Well, what's my A? Let's go back to the planning to see. My A is fetch. So I had to write 2 sentences about fetch, which I did in blue. You can see right here, I said, one way they are playful is by fetching a ball, period. If you throw the ball, they will go and get it. I'm just explaining about fetching the ball. Remember, this is an expository where you're explaining to your reader. After I do 2 sentences about A, let's see what's next. Now I have to write 2 sentences about B. Well, what's my B? Let's go up and look. My B is frisbee. My B is frisbee, so I need to make sure that I'm writing 2 sentences about frisbee. And if you look down here in red, I did. I said, they can also play frisbee, period. They will jump high to catch it in their mouth, period. So I wrote 2 sentences about B. So if you're just looking at colors in that bottom paragraph, the pink, or it kind of looks purple, is my topic sentence, which I call T. The 2 blue sentences are my 2 sentences about A, and the 2 red sentences are my 2 sentences about B. Now, this whole thing right here, I'm going to put it in a circle. You do this same T, 3A, 3B for R1, for R2, and R3. So I call it T, 2A, 2B. Topic sentence, 2 about A, 2 about B. All right, so I'm not sure where my introduction went. I thought I saved it, but I want to show you if we are writing this as a whole essay, okay? As a whole essay. Let's pretend we're starting from scratch. Let's pretend we are on, I'm going to put the arrow. Just follow this arrow that I keep moving so you guys know exactly where I am. Okay, we're on the I paragraph, okay, which is dog. So we already did this. I'm going to indent. All right, we did this last week. Dogs are the best animals in the world. That's my hook. Then I said my 3 reasons. They are playful, comma, they can do tricks, comma, and they can protect you, period. And then my closing, dogs are a man's best friend. That's my I paragraph. We did this last week. Remember, your I paragraph has your hook, you name your 3 reasons, and your closing. We did that last week. All right, now the next paragraph, follow this blue arrow here. The next paragraph is the R1, which I already did. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to put it right over here. I'm going to make sure that I indent, because every time I start a paragraph, I want to make sure that I'm indenting. Okay, and I colored it. I'm keeping it color coded so you can see. All right, so you can see I'm done with 2 paragraphs of my essay. I did my I paragraph, which I'm going to see if I can make this arrow go over here, because I think that'll help. Okay, let's see. Now we can point to it. There we go. That's my I paragraph. Okay, and then I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter. This paragraph right here is my R1 paragraph. So now I'm going to write my R2 paragraph. Okay, now let's see. R2, I'm going to put a square around it so you can focus on R2. Look at R2. It's about tricks. Okay, so now I'm going to come underneath this paragraph. I'm on my 3rd paragraph. I'm almost done. I have to write 5 paragraphs for my essay. I'm on my 3rd already. So because this is my 2nd reason that I love dogs, I'm going to start this paragraph with 2nd, right? I started the last one with 1st. So now I'm going to say 2nd, comma, and remember, my 1st sentence has to be this one. my topic sentence, T. And what's my topic? I'm going to give you a few seconds to look at this. My first sentence is my T sentence, my topic sentence. So what is my topic for this paragraph? I put this arrow here to point to it, the one that I'm moving. What's this topic? Tricks. I'm saying I like dogs because they can do tricks. So I'm going to say, second, I love dogs because they can do tricks, period. All right, that's my T sentence. So I'm going to highlight it in pink so we know that's my T sentence. All right, what comes after T? What comes after my T sentence? 2A, 2 sentences about A. You can see right here on this arrow that I'm moving. After T, we did T, comes 2 sentences about my A. Well, what's my A? Let's go look. Follow the arrow. My A is roll over. They can roll over. So I have to write 2 sentences about dogs doing tricks and one of them being rolling over. So 2 sentences about rolling over. So I'm going to come over my paragraph. So I said, second, I love dogs because they can do tricks. I'm going to say they can roll over as one of their tricks. If you put your hand up and say, and tell them to roll, they will go on their side. Okay, you know, if you like, for my dog, I say sit, and then I say roll over, and he goes on his side. So here's my 2 sentences. My first one is they can roll over as one of their tricks. And my second sentence, if you put your hand up and tell them to roll, they will go to their side. So I wrote 2 sentences about A right here. All right, so let's see if I can find a check here. Okay, so if you're looking over here, we've done T, we've done 2A. So what's next? We're almost done with this paragraph. What's next? Hopefully all of you said 2B, 2B. Yeah, 2B. I have to write 2 sentences about my B. But what's my B? Let me go back up and see. My B is paw. I'm going to write about how they can give you paw. Okay, so I'm going to come back over to my paragraph. And now I'm going to say another trick they can do is give you paw. They will sit down and then put their paw up in the air. That's my 2 sentences about B. I'm explaining about them giving paw. I'm saying another trick they can do is give you paw. So I'm going to highlight this in red. They will sit down and then put their paw up in the air. You know how dogs go like this with their paw, so you grab it? All right, so let's do another arrow here so you can see. This paragraph, R2, is down here. Okay, making little things so you can see it. You can see my I. Pull this down, you can see my R1. And you can see down here my R2. So if I have I done, R1 done, R2 done, I only have 2 more paragraphs. Look over at the planning on the left-hand side. What are the last two paragraphs I have to write? First, I have to write my R3 and then my C. So we only have about 6 minutes left. So hopefully you have paper in front of you. I want you to try to write the R3 for this paragraph or for this essay. So I'm going to write a box around R3. Okay, there's like a orange box around R3. This is the one I want you to write. Now, couple things to think about. For when you're writing R3, before you start to write, I need you to make sure you indent because you're starting a new paragraph. Then I want you to remember, you're doing T sentence first. Then you're doing 2 sentences about A. Then you're doing 2 sentences about B. Okay, what's in that circle over there? I have that for you. Topic sentence, 2 sentences about A, 2 sentences about B. Okay, I want you to try this one on your own. Okay, I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to give you 3 minutes. I know that's not a long time, so just try to finish as much as you can because I want to talk to you before we end at 9:30. But take your time, indent, write a topic sentence. Remember your topic. Okay, just make sure everyone knows your topic. Watch this arrow that I'm moving is protect. Your topic is protect. And then you're going to write 2 sentences about how they bark and 2 sentences about how they can be a guard dog. Okay. All right. Go ahead and begin. Okay, hopefully you've gotten some of it done. It's okay if you didn't get all of it done. I'm going to show you my version before we end. So I'm going to go to start my next paragraph, which is R3. And I'm going to indent. Over and indent. I'm going to start with 3rd. This is my 3rd reason. I'm going to say 3rd, comma, I love dogs because they can protect you. Wait, hang on. Let me stop and put that in pink. That's my topic sentence, my T sentence. Now I have to write 2 about A, and my A is bark. So I'm going to say, if they hear a noise or someone close by, they will bark. This way, you will know that something is happening. So that's my 2 about barking. Now I have to write 2 about how they guard you. They can also be guard dogs. They will make sure that nothing happens to you, period. So my first sentence is, they can also be guard dogs. And my second sentence is, they will make sure that nothing happens to you. And if you look, we're done with 4 paragraphs. All we have left is the C paragraph, which we're going to learn in a few weeks. Now, I know the middle paragraphs are a lot. And if you didn't know this, we're going to talk about middle paragraphs today. We're going to talk about middle paragraphs next Tuesday, and we're going to talk about middle paragraphs next Thursday. So we're going to be talking about them 3 more times and practicing, because remember what I always say, the way that you learn best and the way that you will become very good at this is by practice and repetition. And repetition means doing it over and over and over again. So we did a little preview today. We went over it. You can see the pieces. I want you really to look at the colors and understand that that first sentence, which you can see are all pink for each paragraph, that's the topic sentence. I want you to see that every time you see blue, those are the A sentences, and every time you see red, those are the B sentences, okay? So we will be practicing more, so don't worry if it's a little hard or you're not too sure on exactly how to do it. This recording will come out, so you can watch this again. You can slow it down and pause it when you need to. But other than that, I will see you all next week, and we will continue practicing and working on middle paragraphs. Bye, everyone.